Hey, bless up, bless up, bless up. Welcome back to the channel. Hope all is well. Hope everything's going well for you. It is a beautiful fall afternoon here on Eco Nation. And we've been working on getting the garden organized and getting it together. They put down some stakes trying to hold down the weed blocker. And been working a little bit on the landscape too as well. And be careful before you buy a lot of land, and if it's wooded, be careful about clearing too much, because you got to maintain it. You got to maintain it. So it's okay to have a bunch of room or have a bunch of space, but make sure that if you do clear it, find you some equipment that kind of take care of it, at least help you out, because this ain't like cutting the neighborhood lawn. This ain't like weed eating around the house. This is quite different. But I wanted to talk to you today about a couple of things. A lot of people kind of come to me and talk to me about different things going on in their life, and I be processing it as I think about it and just having everyday conversation. It's a lot of the youth that I talk to, and some of the more seasoned adults. They get real caught up in what they see and what they hear every day, whether it's news, whether it's media, or what have you. They get real caught up in what's going on. And I want to talk to you about action and reaction. There's a difference. It's a reason why there is two differences between the two. If I wanted a child to look to the right, I would take an object, something colorful, or something may even make a sound or make a noise, and I would move it to the right. And that child more than likely would look to the right. If I wanted to take a puppy or a dog and train them, I would give them little treats and sit it to the destination where I want that little puppy to go. I'm saying all this to say is that we understand that when it comes to youth, innocent, young. Now, as you get a little bit older, sometimes you get a little bit more what they call hard-headed, get a little bit more resistance, or you just think for yourself. You use your own brain. But when you're young, you can be easily molded and crafted. Another thing, when you're afraid, you tend to not pay attention to what's around you. You're just trying to get to a safe place. You're very reactive. So think about this. Anytime someone or something is trying to control you, they're going to use some of those strategies. They're going to use something to entice you, to distract you, or they're going to use a fear tactic, right? So we know that, right? If you look at the majority of the things that happen in our life, and the consequences are our reaction. It wasn't necessarily the action. You get told no, you get let down, you get disappointed, but it's your reaction which matters. You know, if you had a train and an engine and you had compartments connected to that train, if that train turned right, the rest of the cars will follow, because it's being pulled, it's being led, and it's connected. And a lot of times we are connected, whether we're family, whether we're friends, whether we're co-workers, or whether we just acquaintance. We are connected in so many ways. And my thing is, how do you stop from reacting to an action? The first thing you do is ignore it, of course. Some things you can't ignore. Some things you have to entertain, especially when you have to report to people or you have to be at certain places where you can't just leave. So sometimes you have to react. But the question is, how do you react? Do you react based on where they're trying to guide you if it's not the right way? Do you just go along and get along? Are you afraid? Are you in a leadership position and you have people depending on you, and you doing what it takes to just keep your job, to maintain the steady income, because you know you gotta take care of the bills. The things what I want you to think about today is your reaction matters, but also the action matters. Pay attention to the action. Find out why that action had happened. Do not allow and confuse opportunity or what you want to hear or what makes you feel better with affirmations. A lot of times we confuse affirmations with just what we want to do and the timing of it. Sometimes we'll be thinking and be pondering about things, and then all of a sudden something will come, like Google or other objects will come, and we would say, that's not affirmation, they listening in. Same thing with people, same thing with systems, same thing in life. Don't get confused affirmations with agreements or what you want to hear or what's pleasing to you. Because we can get caught up into what we want to hear, and we will try to shape and mold and try to design and chart our own way without depending on what created us to be here, rather than depending on what supplies everything we need in this life. Affirmations are not things that are sought for. Affirmations are things that come, and it comes through the blessings and through the spirit. And when you get that, you know that it's something far bigger and some wilder than a coincidence. You know there's no way in the world that it could just come and it could just place in your time and in your zone. You know that it's something different. Your action matters because anytime someone loves attention, anytime something loves to get attention, they will do any and everything to get anyone's attention, not just yours, anyone's attention. And when they do that, guess what happens? The moment you give them your attention, the moment you stop doing what you're doing, the moment you become distracted, and then you start gravitating towards the direction they want you to go, now you're being led. And now that's your reaction. And guess what happens after reaction? There's consequences. And when that happens, if someone is leading you and steering you or guiding you along a certain way, and you do those things, and it may not be pleasing or it may not be in your best interest, and you do them anyway because you're caught up into the action that affected you, guess what happens? You have consequences. And when those consequences, that whatever mechanism led you to those actions, don't have to face the same consequences. They got their own consequences to face. So why in the world do you want to add more and more of a heavy weight in your life with being led by something that you don't even want to follow? Be choicy about what you take in. Distract yourself away from things that you don't want to take in. Find something else to do. Find another place to be. Find other resources, find outlets to get you far, far away from things that's taking you away from your goals and your dreams and where you're trying to be and what you're trying to do. Distractions are not bad if they're used in the right way. Distractions become bad if they're taking you off your mission and off your goal and off what you are here to do. So understand this. Don't get confused with affirmations and coincidence and what you want. And also understand there may be actions, but you control your reaction in most cases. I get sometimes situations just pop up, a bomb just drop or accident happen. You can't control some of those things because now it's flight or fight. I get it. I get that. But most of the time we watch and we turn and we put ourselves in a way of all of these actions. Whether we scroll, whether we click, whether we read comments, whether we go certain places or turn the dial to certain locations, we know it's going to rattle our cage. We know it's going to shake us up. We know it's going to stir us up. Be careful with that because those actions will lead to your reaction. And sometimes you may not be happy or pleased, or better yet, the people that care about you, the people that really love you, will not want to have anything to do with your reaction. So stay well, stay blessed, and just think about these things, fam. Y'all, it's a beautiful evening. Watch the sunset. Look at the sunset back here, y'all. I love to come to this part of the land because I get to see the sunset. And what a beautiful place to come look at the sunset. Y'all stay well and stay blessed, and don't forget to keep on growing. I'm gonna give y'all some final scenes of the sunset. Enjoy.